Another great finger picking pattern is one that I associate with Don't Think Twice, It's Alright by Bob Dylan. We'll talk more about that tune in a minute, but let's check out the pattern right now. Here it is with a C major chord. Now, if you've seen some of my other videos, you'll recognize some of what's going on here. Your thumb is going to be responsible for the 3 bass strings. Index is going to be dedicated to the 3rd string, the G string. Middle finger dedicated to the 2nd string, the B string. We don't need the ring finger. If we did need the ring finger, we'd have it on the skinny 1st string. It just happens for this pattern right now, we just don't need the 1st string, so therefore your ring finger gets the day off. Okay, now here's another principle at work. Like a lot of finger picking patterns, your thumb will be alternating between 2 bass strings. In the case of a C chord and a lot of other chords, your thumb is going to be alternating between 5 and 4. 5, 4, 5, 4. That's really the heart of this pattern, and it's the heart of a lot of finger picking patterns. Okay, so let's walk through the mechanics of this. Thumb on 5, thumb on 4, thumb on 5 again, index on 3, thumb on 4, middle finger on 2. Now, here it is slowly with rhythm. Notice the thumb never stops, it never varies, as steady as a clock. Think of that tick, tock, tick, tock. That means the index and middle have to sneak in there right in between those 2 steady thumb strokes. Now, there's a lot of room for subtleties in this pattern, one of which is that 2nd thumb stroke. I hear a lot of people, including perhaps Bob Dylan when he picks this tune, giving that 2nd thumb stroke a little extra oomph. Check this out. I'll play it without that accented thumb stroke, and then I'll start doing it, and you're going to notice a little difference. Check this out. Here's Plain Jane. Okay, now here it comes. Okay, that's an example of accenting a note to give a pattern some texture. Okay, just one option for you here. Should you choose to accent any finger note, it's going to create a new texture, a new sound. So it's something to think about when you do patterns, or when you listen to other people who are doing patterns, but you hear or feel some different things going on there. All right, so there you have the pattern. Now, before we wrap up the video, a couple quick notes. Should you be playing any chord with G in the name, like G, G7, any chord with E in the name, like E, E minor, E7, any bar chord where you're extending across all 6 strings, we're going to alter the very first thumb stroke, actually the 1st and 3rd thumb strokes, to be a 6th string. Okay, now I'm going to use E minor because we all love E minor. It's so easy, right? 6, 4, 6, 4. There's your alternating thumb, 6 and 4. And now here it is as part of the pattern. Now that means, should you be performing a tune that involves, let's say, an E major chord going to an A major chord. E major is going to have thumb on 6 and 4. A major, I recommend doing 5 and 4 instead. That means that, yes, on the fly, you're going to have to transition from a 6-4, 6-4 alternating thumb over to a 5-4. I'm going to do it slowly with this pattern. Here's my E major. Here comes A major. I'm going to go back to E. Now it helps that the first thumb stroke for either one of these chords happens to be on an open string. I lucked out there, that little example I gave myself, because I can go ahead and pluck the open string even if my left hand doesn't quite have the chord ready yet, because the first thumb stroke is on open string. Okay, I digress. Anyways, you want to master this finger picking pattern with both the 5-4 pattern and with the 6-4 pattern, equally important. All right, now, one last little note. I mentioned Don't Think Twice by Bob Dylan. Someday we'll do a video specifically featuring that exact tune. Right now, this is an estimate. This is an approximation of what he does during the tune. I would never claim this is exactly what he does for the whole tune, but it gets you off to a good start. He has the tune capoed up at the 4th fret, and he's playing C to G to A minor. Sounds a little bit like this. I'm going to do it slowly at first. I did one time through the pattern on C, one time on G, and twice in A minor. I'm going to do that again. Okay, it's quick, right? Just one example of how this pattern gets put to use in a classic tune. Okay, he does use that pattern, but he adds on other things too. So to be fair, this is not an exact representation of the entire Bob Dylan classic tune. Although check out my other videos. Maybe by now I've posted a video on how to play that tune. All right, so now you have this pattern available to you. Work at it slowly, mechanically, gradually build up your speed, and you'll find uses for this pattern. Maybe you'll even write your own classic tune using this finger picking pattern. Thanks for watching, everybody.